Welcome back to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order, giving it a second thought. I am talking about the Knights of the Old Republic War mini-series by John Jackson Miller. Now, when I reviewed this, I had said a few things about it. I want to talk more about the story and then give you my second thoughts on it now that I've read it over again. Of course, in War, Zane has now been drafted by the New Republic in the Mandalorian War, but he refuses to shoot anyone. He carries around something like a cattle prod, and one of the Republic generals are complaining about how Zane is just an idiot and not very helpful. He's trying to save lives on both sides, and by the end of the first issue, he gets captured by the Mandalorians. But there are Jedi Mandalorians. Yes, there is a Master Case who has decided to break away from the Jedi Order and join the Mandalorians, as they are the ones who are in the right. And the Republic, of course, is evil and corrupt, and the Jedi are just trying to protect the rich, and he's on the winning side. He's convinced some Jedi to come along with him, and he's trying to draft Zane. Now, Zane and this Republic general or captain, I think he's with, aren't, of course, buying this. Zane is still not going to kill anyone now that he's on the opposite side of the war. And we find out a little bit about Master Case. Master Case was actually captured way back in the day before the war started by the Mandalorians back during the Sith War. And he was raised by the Mandalorians, but then when the war ended and the Mandalorians were defeated, he came back into the Jedi Order. And it was kind of like a hidden past, so he's always had an affinity toward the Mandalorians. Now, his big scheme, of course, is to capture the Jedi Academy of younglings on Dantooine and take them away to train them as future Mandalorian Jedi on the right side of history. And he knows the Mandalorians will be with him on this. Zane, of course, foils his plot, and the Mandos turn on the Jedi, the Mandalorian Jedi, completely, because even though Cassius Fett is for this, he is for them teaming up with these Mandalorian Jedi. The Mandalorians have had it with them because, you know, adopting orphans is what they do, but capturing children, the enemy's children, and, you know, indoctrinating them, taking them away from their family, that's something they can't stomach. So they basically abandon him, and his plans and everything are come to rot and ruin. And then Zane is back on it again, working with the Republic, but on a different type of mission during the war. Now, rereading this again, I've come up with some more detailed ideas of why this doesn't fit well with the rest of the series. First off, of course, Zane is without his ensemble cast. And Zane is not good by himself. He needs Griff. He needs Jarrell. He needs, you know, all the characters from the old series. You don't see them here. And so that's missing. It almost feels like one of those, you know, there's a successful TV show and then it had a subpar or forgettable spin-off series, maybe like Joey from Friends. I never watched this show, but he was really funny. So give him his own spin-off, but no one cared because it wasn't the same. He's not funny by himself. He's great with all of his other friends, his other cast. And that's exactly what this one feels. It feels like a spin-off with no humor. If they had tried to attempt humor in here, I didn't see it. I mean, Zane's like, oh, with my luck, ha ha ha, me using the Force means there's going to be bad luck around the way, and then when something goes wrong, there's that bad luck I told you about earlier. Is that supposed to be funny? Sure, he comes up with a harebrained scheme this time, but it's just not funny because it's not with the rest of the cast and crew. And again, you know, I don't know what possessed John Jackson Miller to write this. Maybe, you know, Dark Horse said, hey, you got any other ideas? He went, yeah, let's put him in the Mandalorian War. Let's push things, you know, a little bit the story a little bit further. How would Zane react in the war? Well, kind of pathetic. You know, Zane eventually, by the way, does get to go home, visit his family, and see Jarrell. You get to see her. There's like a guest appearance by Griff. Again, it feels like a spin-off series. Like, oh, here's a guest star to remind you why you like this character. But again, on its own, Knights of the Old Republic War should not have been called that. It should have been called something different, because it pales in comparison to the original 50-issue series. I'm glad this wasn't included in the regular series. It does feel a little off. It feels more serious. Of course, with the subtitle of War, it has to be serious. But reading it a second time, I've been able to pinpoint some of the things of why it's just not as good. And if this is what the entire series was about, like let's say Knights of the Republic was just like war, about a Jedi who doesn't want to kill anyone, and he's kind of a bumbling idiot, but he always seems to get things done. I think this would have been a subpar comic book series that would have been forgotten over time. So thank goodness not all the issues were of this one. But if you liked war, if you have different thoughts, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.